Well, hello and welcome back to Boundary Line Podcast, everybody. Dylan Pink here, along with Sheldon Doherty on the show, and we witnessed such a brilliant game today. A comeback like no other comeback. They're superb by RCB. They just came back into the game and literally taking RR by surprise there. Rajasthan once again crumbling under pressure, had the chase in control, and then threw it away. And what a game this was. We'll discuss all that and more in our podcast. But before going ahead, requesting our viewers to please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and please leave your comments in the comment section what you thought about the game. Let's get into it then. Sheldon, what a game we've had, man. It's been brilliant there. What a comeback by RCB. I mean, credit needs to go where it's due. Yes, as fans of the franchise and sport, we tend to go too much overboard with RCB and
Yeah.
pat them on the back too much there. But I thought this was a brilliant game by them. They were nowhere in the game until those last 2-3 overs there, and superb comeback there in the end to finish it off. And Rajasthan Royals fans, Sheldon, will be kicking themselves. They had the game in hand up until that 17th, 18th over, but just threw it away completely and once again choking in a chase, Sheldon.
Yeah, Dylan, when you look at it, I mean, for RCB, we've been critical of them, Dylan, at the Chinnaswamy. We've been critical that they don't adapt well. But today they
Yeah,
showed, I thought, a real good sense of adapting to conditions. They
yeah,
started slow with the bat. I thought the first 10 overs they batted pretty traditionally. They got to a decent score, 80 odd in the first
yeah.
10. Kohli and Padikkal took a bit of time. But then once it got easier, Dill, they really cashed in. Those two in particular batted brilliantly, Dill. They continued from where they left off in the previous game. Just a
Hmm.
top partnership, Dill. And yeah, for RCB, they needed to get a big score. And but first things first, Dill. Shocking that a captain loses four tosses at home, Dill. I mean, how does that happen? As soon as I saw the toss result, Dill, I was like, oh no, here we go again. Similar story, another toss loss. Is it going to be another game lost as well? But I thought the way RCB approached with the battle to start with was very, very positive, and it looked like they showed a good adaptation to the pitch today.
Yes, Les, to remind all our viewers there, RCB lost the toss, put into bat first on what looked like a good pitch there. It was stopping a bit there in the initial first part in that innings there, and they could get 205 for 5. Of course, Virat Kohli there with another 50, 70 odd in 42 balls. Devdutt Padikkal played a brilliant knock there, 50 of just 27, and then Tim David and Jitesh Sharma in the end powering them to 205. Rajasthan, they've started off on a roll there. They were 50 inside 4 overs there, 100 in 8 overs. Yashasvi Jaiswal playing a blinder, 49 of 19 balls there. Nitish Rana, Riyan Parag all getting starts there. Dhruv Jurel also carrying it there. But if you look at the scorecard there, after that, it tells you a story that no one could carry and finish this game off there, and they could only get 194. RCB in the end winning by 11 runs. You thought they were a few runs short on this pitch, 15-20 runs easily the way they were batting, but I think credit needs to go where it's due. What a comeback. Sheldon, your thoughts on RCB's batting? I thought it was a good score on this wicket. They were still a bit short, I felt, the way Rajasthan were going in that first 6-7 overs there, but in the end it looked enough there. It always looks enough in retrospect, but what a knock there. Virat Kohli once again showing why he's the GOAT of this IPL. We've had some amazing IPL players there. David Warner, Suresh Raina, Chris Gale, AB de Villiers, some big names, but Virat stands the test of time, just showing that why he's regarded as one of the best. And Sheldon, it's not only about that also. I mean, just quickly want to add, it's also about the strike rate, right? People talk about striking it there, so he needs to strike at 160, 180, but you don't need to when you got other people in the team that can hit like Tim David, Rajat Patidar. You don't need to play those sort of knocks. You can just play a natural game, and I think it's pretty clear the way RCB are playing. Kohli needs to be set there right till the end, and the others bat around him.
Yeah, Dil, absolutely. I mean, I have no complaints with the way RCB batted. I thought they showed a lot more adapting today. They gave themselves time. They didn't go too hard at the start. I feel in the previous games they went too hard at the start and they almost capitulated, especially
Yeah,
the top order in the previous games. So today they knew, okay, we got to bat out our overs because as we know at the Chinnaswamy, once you get in, you can score anything. And I
yeah.
thought that's what they did differently today, especially Padikkal and Kohli. And when you leave your middle order with overs to finish like they did today, obviously they can do more damage. Yes, perhaps 10, 15 runs still they left out there. I thought they should have made 220, which looked very much on with the way they started and the way Kohli and Padikkal were batting. But there can't be much complaints considering how they batted in the previous game at the Chinnaswamy Till, where what they didn't even score 100. So yeah,
Yeah.
you take 200 every day of the week. And yeah, I thought when you look at the way Rajasthan bowled as well, Dil, to Kohli and Padikkal, they didn't bowl as well as they could. They probably could have targeted them a bit early on with spin, more spin
Yeah.
towards them at the start of their innings. But yeah, for Rajasthan, I feel they would have been okay with the score at halftime, knowing at the Chinnaswamy you can score anything. They
Yeah.
probably at halftime would have thought, okay, we're still in the game, and then they started off brilliantly as well. So Rajasthan were right in this game, Dil, for most of it.
Yeah, and also the drop catches didn't help. Rajasthan, they
Yeah.
dropped Salt, they dropped DDP also, yeah, and a few chances here and there, misfields also. It didn't help themselves. I think they could have restricted RCB to at least to below 200, and then this game was on. But credit to RCB, they played brilliantly well and reached that 200 total, their first 200 total in this year at home. So it was really good from that standpoint there. But Rajasthan, we have to talk about this, Shalan. How do you bottle another chase that you are in control of the game completely until up until that 17th, 18th over, and the last two overs? I mean, 18 to win of two. You'll take that every day of the week with two set batsmen there, right? And it
Yeah.
comes down again, and it's so funny. The last three games that they've lost versus Delhi, versus Lucknow, and now versus RCB, they've been two guys who have been there right in the chase. Shimron Hetmyer and Dhruv Jurel.
And Trubsha,
It's
yeah,
it, it's
yeah.
insane. And Dhruv Jurel, I thought was he was not striking it. He was couldn't hit it properly. But then he's got into Bhuvneshwar Kumar taking 22 of that over, and you felt okay, fine. They're back in this 18 to win of two, easy peasy. Josh Hazlewood also got hit by Yashasvi Jaiswal in his first two overs. But what a comeback that was, the way he bowled his last two overs. Your thoughts on Rajasthan's batting right up until that end?
Dil, I mean, for starters, there are two aspects to look at. I think first, when you look at Rajasthan, Dil, awful. I mean, that's all I can say. When you're finishing a game, if someone told you need 18 of two overs, Dil, you'll take that 10 times out of 10. We've seen teams chase 50, Dil, 40, 50 in the last two overs, 18 runs. And in the last two games, they needed 9 of an over. I mean, this time they didn't get to 9 of an over, Dil. Luckily, they blew it before they could even reach the final over this time.
That's
I mean,
insane, man.
my
Yeah.
God. But also, Dil, can't take anything away from Josh Hazlewood. That last two overs in the death, Dil, were just world class. That is why you pay the big bucks for these foreign bowlers. That is why RCB
True.
went in and said, let's go for bowlers. Forget all the shiny batsmen you can get. RCB have always had batters. They haven't had bowlers who can do this. Two games I've seen Hazlewood do it this season in the
Yeah.
death. One was against Mumbai. I thought
Yeah.
against Mumbai he is brilliant. Another game which RCB in most seasons would lose. That in
Yeah.
this game where they've showed a bit of steel with the ball, especially where they found a way to win in two games which really seemed like it was going away from them. And yeah, absolutely brilliant. Hazelwood, those last two overs were just brilliant. And the fact that he was getting bounced at the Chinnaswamy till as well, he was making it look like the whacker.
Damn.
At times during that his last over. Absolutely brilliant. And you look at Jurel's dismissal, Dil. What a
Yeah.
review that was by Jitesh Sharma. Can we talk about that, Dil?
Yeah, we have to. We
Did
have to,
did
man.
he know he nicked it, or was that out of just, pure like let's try it? Because I think he's the only man in the stadium who thought that was out, Dil.
And funny enough, you say that, but I think Jitesh Sharma is brilliant behind the stumps. And again, I'm not saying this because he's RCB playing for the franchise, everything. But if you look at his reviews that he's forced the captain to take,
Yeah.
he's 99% he's been spot on. I think one he's got wrong, if I'm not mistaken, one or two, but every time he's gone for the review, he straight away knows it that, even if the bowler takes a review, he goes, you can see the talk going on there that, no, I don't think so, he hit it. But anyhow, let's see. But this was brilliant. You've seen Dhruv Jurel hit it. And Josh Hazlewood going for that Yorker, length there, sort of goes full there, under edge the bat and goes to Jitesh Sharma. Immediately he puts his hand up and, it's back of his head, like, I think that's all. Why don't we take the review? And it was a good review to take in place because what happens, it slows down the game. The batsman then started thinking, you could see Dhruv Jurel, maybe, bounced in when the ball also would have hit the ground at the same time, at the bat hitting the ground. But what a brilliant review that was there. And then Hazlewood, I don't think so we can speak enough on this guy. He's been absolutely brilliant. I really don't know how CSK let him go. Such a champion bowler. And he's proven this season, Sheldon, what an addition he's been to this franchise for RCB. Just winning 2 games by himself, in the death, one against Mumbai and now this one. And you were right, both games at RCB on any other normal season of back in the daytime would have lost and people would have been laughing. But I think it's safe to say now that the bowling is looking good. And even though, it gave me a feeling, Sheldon, although that, RR are about to do something. I felt that they are about to do something stupid. Like, RCB just need to take this game deep and go. Just take it deep and go. Let's see what happens, how they play it out. And those tight overs also, I think we need to speak about that. Krunal Pandya and the other spinner also just brilliant work there in the middle. Krunal Pandya also, Sheldon, I think he's been a brilliant addition into this team. And I think we don't speak enough about him. Comes in, first ball wicket. And then there starts the downfall, and then you start to see Rajasthan, trying to doubt themselves, right?
Yeah, not only Krunal, I think Suyash has been brilliant as well. Yeah. I think those two in tandem have been superb. I thought even the previous game against Punjab in Molanpur, when they played, those two were brilliant together till. So the fact that, again, they backed it up, the Chinnaswamy, on batters like Paradise still, I thought they were absolutely brilliant here. And they've been two terrific buys for RCB because we know RCB have had their issues with spin bowlers since losing Chahal. I think these two together have just been a brilliant pair for them so far, Dil.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what a brilliant spell. In between, I thought that's where RCB kind of stormed back in. They kept them quiet for some time, didn't allow some easy singles and built up the pressure. And you could see 40 to win of the last 3-4 overs. Again, game still with Rajasthan, 2 set batsmen there, and they take 22 of that Bhuvaneshwar over, and then it's curtains. RCB fans are like, another loss there, but what a good spell there in the end there from Josh Hazlewood, winning it for RCB. I think we also need to speak here, Sheldon, about Rajasthan. How do they approach this now, the next few games? Because like we said, we've been discussing even for the other teams that you lose these crucial games, these 1-2 games, and then it can start to go downward for you there. And that's what they've been, like 5th straight loss, I think, for them now. And out of that, 3 to 4 crucial games, which they should have won.
And I think what's going to be most concerning for Rajasthan, Dil, is that in all these games, they've got good starts with the bat.
Exactly.
In all the game, the top order has done the job, Dil, for them. They've got them ahead of the rate. They've got the required rate below 10. In this game today, it came to 9 at one stage. In the Chinnaswamy, with a required rate of 9, that's a gift, Dil. And you look at that middle order, Dil.
Absolutely.
And that's very concerning. It doesn't give you any hope that middle order can win you a game. And Jurel and Hetmyer, as you mentioned them, they've gotten to the same situation 3 games in a row. And they just haven't been able to finish a game. And that's the most concerning thing. It just looks like Rajasthan can't win a game chasing right now, Dil.
Yeah, I think it's almost done for them. They're not completely out though mathematically, but I think it's looking done for Rajasthan this season. They'll have to reflect, go back to the drawing board and see what they can do. There's some not so good calls at the auction for them with Joss Butler, Chahal, Trent Bolt all leaving. Paying the big bucks for Jurel and Hetmyer has not paid off, I feel, at least in my opinion. Please leave your comment. Let us know what you all think, what Rajasthan need to do next there, because it's heartbreaking to see a guy like Rahul Dravid, who I think should have got the auction, everything right there, but who banked on these young players, and they've kind of let them down. Jaiswal has been a lone ranger, I feel, in this Rajasthan squad there. Of course, it doesn't help them that Samson is also injured there, but. Yeah. For RCB, Sheldon, what's next? What do you think they need to do next now? They've got some crucial games coming up. They need to keep that momentum going, and we kept saying that this is going to be really important as every game keeps going in this IPL. Teams start to shift. in that points table there. They're currently third now. Mumbai gone fourth. Punjab now gone to fifth. They're so easily there. So what do you think are the next few things that RCB need to do right to just kind of cement that place there? It's almost looking good for them for that top four spot.
Yeah, when you look at RCB, this is a massive win because of how close it was and because it was at the Chinnaswamy Dill. That's
Yeah.
two boxes ticked in one. So I think that'll give them a lot of confidence still. That's also the first time in a while they've won two games in a row since probably
Yeah.
like the start of the IPL. It's been very win loss win loss win loss for
Yeah.
RCB since the start. So yeah, a big win. They'll want to build on this though because if you lose your next game again, that kind of kills the flow. They'll
Yeah.
want to win their next game, and it's important that they keep a streak going now. Because if you
Yeah.
have one good streak, Dill, they can get into the top two. And
Easily. Yeah.
As we know, we saw the RCB last few years where they played really well, but when you come third and fourth, you don't have a lifeline. You
Yeah.
have one bad game and you're out in that knockout. You want to aim for top two. I know that's probably sounding greedy. Now, fans will be like, okay, just aim for top four. But I feel the way RCB have played so far, the aim should be top two, not top four. You got to aim for the top two. You got to aim for getting a second chance because you need it. As we've seen with this side, they can have an off day. We've seen it at the Chinnaswamy,
Yeah.
in 3 games. So an off day is very possible. So yeah, the aim should be to probably win 4 out of the remaining 5. I think that's what they should look at. And if they win that, they should be through into the top two.
Yeah, it's going to get really, really intense and tricky now as teams start to like just move up the table and down the table as well there. But it's been RCB's day. They've played brilliantly here today and come back and break the Chinnaswamy jinx this season for them. They've lost a few games the year before that, but it was not going to be this night. Josh Hazlewood stand out here amongst all the bowlers there, picking up 2 wickets in that crucial 19th over and just giving away 1 run. Doesn't happen every day, folks. So really, really very good bowling performance there from RCB. Batters did the job, bowling did the job as well. Fielding was also really, really good. So good all-round performance by them, and they'll want to finish in that top 2 spot. So stay tuned to this and watch the space closely because it's getting intense out there at the Indian Premier League this year. Thank you so much for watching the video. It's been an absolute pleasure bringing it to you. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram. The handle's down in the description, and please leave your comments on what you thought about the game and where you think RCB is going to finish. Finally, the jinx is broken. We'll see you soon in the next one. Bye.